In the vast expanse of the galaxy, where countless worlds and species thrived, the Galactic Council was the supreme authority. This council was made up of representatives from the most powerful and advanced alien races. They managed disputes, set laws, and maintained peace across the stars. Yet despite their great power, a new concern had arisen that challenged their confidence. Reports from various regions in the galaxy had begun to raise alarms. These reports spoke of a young blue planet known as Earth and its inhabitants, humans. According to the reports, humans were unlike any species the Council had ever encountered. They were described as incredibly resilient, able to survive and recover from injuries that would incapacitate other species. The Council found these claims hard to believe. Could such a young and relatively primitive species truly possess such extraordinary qualities? The Council decided that a more direct approach was needed. They called a meeting of their highest-ranking members to discuss the situation. The meeting room was filled with the most influential beings from across the galaxy. Each member had a unique appearance, reflecting their diverse origins. Some had multiple limbs, others had glowing eyes or shimmering scales. As they gathered around a large holographic display, the Council began to debate the reports. The chief diplomat, an alien known for his wisdom and experience, addressed the room. "We have received disturbing reports about the humans of Earth. Their resilience and ability to withstand extreme conditions are beyond our understanding. If these reports are true, they could pose a significant challenge to our authority and peace." One of the council members, a towering figure with a metallic exoskeleton, spoke up. "Are we sure these reports are accurate? Could there be a mistake in our data? It seems improbable that a species with such limited technology could be so formidable." Another member, a being with a fluid, shifting form, added, "Even if the reports are accurate, could it be that their resilience is due to advanced technology? Perhaps they have developed methods to enhance their survival. We need more concrete evidence before we take any action." The council agreed that they needed more information. They decided to send an emissary to Earth to observe the humans firsthand. The emissary would be a highly advanced alien diplomat equipped with the latest technology to gather data without revealing their presence. This diplomat would witness human behavior in various situations, from their daily lives to their combat readiness, and report back to the council. As the meeting concluded, the council was filled with a mix of skepticism and concern. The thought of a species that could potentially defy their expectations was unsettling. They had seen many challenges in their time, but the reports about humans suggested a new kind of threat, one that was both unexpected and intriguing. The emissary was prepared to depart for Earth, equipped with all the tools needed for a thorough investigation. The council watched as the diplomat's ship vanished into the stars, heading toward the blue planet. They hoped to find answers soon, for the future of their galactic order might depend on what they discovered about these mysterious humans. As the ship traveled through space, the council's anxiety grew. They awaited the results, knowing that the answers they sought could change the balance of power in the galaxy. The fate of the Galactic Council's plans rested on the resilience and mystery of the humans on Earth. The sleek, silver spacecraft descended through the blue sky of Earth, cutting through clouds like a knife through butter. Inside, the Galactic Council's emissary, a highly advanced alien diplomat named Lura, prepared for her mission. Lura was equipped with state-of-the-art technology to observe and analyze without being detected. Her task was to study humans up close and report back on their extraordinary resilience. As the ship touched down in a remote area, far from prying eyes, Lura's ship shimmered and cloaked itself from view. She stepped out, her figure hidden beneath a high-tech suit that made her appear as a nondescript figure to any human who might stumble upon her. The Earth's landscape was both fascinating and alien to her. Sprawling forests, rolling hills, and vibrant cities stretched out in every direction. Lura began her mission by observing a small rural town. The first thing she noticed was how humans interacted with their environment. They seemed to thrive in various conditions, from the harshness of winter snow to the blistering heat of summer. Her sensors picked up data on their physical capabilities, noting how humans continued to work and live despite what seemed like extreme discomfort. One day, Lura witnessed a car accident on a busy road. The crash was severe, and emergency vehicles arrived quickly. Lura watched with keen interest as emergency responders worked tirelessly to rescue the injured. What struck her was how the injured humans, despite their pain, were immediately tended to and seemed to recover more quickly than she had anticipated. She noted their determination to return to their normal lives even after such traumatic events. Laura's observations took her to a large city where she saw humans engaging in various activities, from bustling markets to intense sports events. In a sports stadium, she saw athletes pushing their bodies to the limit. Even when injured, these athletes did not give up. They fought through pain and continued to compete, often performing feats of endurance and strength that left Laura in awe. Her next stop was a military training facility. Here, Laura observed humans undergoing rigorous physical and mental training. The training was brutal, but the participants showed an incredible ability to push beyond their limits. She watched soldiers undergo simulations of extreme combat scenarios, their resolve and bravery evident in every action. The sight of them enduring and thriving in such harsh conditions was both astonishing and perplexing. As Laura gathered more data, she found it difficult to understand how these seemingly ordinary beings could exhibit such extraordinary toughness. Her advanced technology recorded their heart rates, pain responses, and recovery times, but the numbers alone didn't fully capture the spirit she observed. Humans seemed to possess an unyielding willpower, a drive to keep going no matter what challenges they faced. Returning to her ship, Laura compiled her observations into a detailed report. She noted the humans' remarkable ability to withstand and recover from injuries, their determination in the face of adversity, and their overall resilience. The report was comprehensive, but it only scratched the surface of what she had witnessed. As she prepared to send her findings back to the Galactic Council, Laura felt a growing sense of curiosity and admiration for the humans. She had expected to find a species that could be easily understood and categorized, but instead, she found a people whose strength and spirit were both baffling and inspiring. The Council's skepticism would soon be tested by the data she provided. But Laura knew that understanding humans would be more complex than they had anticipated. Back in the Galactic Council's grand meeting hall, the atmosphere was tense. The members gathered once again to review the findings sent by Laura, their emissary. The holographic display showed images and data collected from Earth, highlighting the incredible resilience of the humans. But instead of awe, the Council was filled with doubt and uncertainty. The Council's head, a wise and seasoned alien known as Zorak, addressed the room. "We have received detailed reports from our emissary. The data shows that humans are more resilient than we initially believed. However, we need to examine these findings carefully. Could there be an explanation other than their innate strength?" A large reptilian figure named Drakthor spoke next. "I find these results hard to believe. It's possible that the emissary's equipment malfunctioned or that there's a flaw in the data. We should consider all possibilities before jumping to conclusions." Another member, a sleek being with shimmering skin named Ellis, added, "Perhaps humans have developed advanced technology that enhances their physical abilities. They could be using hidden devices or medical treatments that make them appear more resilient than they truly are." The Council debated these theories passionately. Some members were convinced that the humans' toughness was a result of advanced technology. They suggested that humans might have secret innovations or medical breakthroughs that gave them an edge. Others believed that the data could be misleading, and they needed more evidence to confirm the emissary's reports. To address these concerns, the Council decided to send a new team of observers to Earth. This team would be tasked with finding out whether the humans' resilience was due to technology or if it was truly a natural trait. They were instructed to investigate human advancements, medical practices, and any possible hidden technologies. Meanwhile, the Council also explored another theory: psychological factors. They wondered if humans had a unique mental fortitude that contributed to their resilience. Some members believed that humans might possess a powerful drive or belief system that made them more capable of enduring hardship. To test this idea, the Council planned to initiate a series of covert psychological experiments. They intended to spread false information about potential threats and observe how humans reacted. The goal was to see if manipulating their emotions and beliefs would weaken their resilience or, conversely, if it would make them even more determined. As the debate continued, the Council remained divided. Some members were eager to uncover the truth behind humans' resilience, while others were frustrated by the complexity of the issue. The Council's unity was being tested, and the outcome of their investigation would determine how they approached humanity in the future. The new team was soon prepared for their mission, and the psychological experiments were set in motion. The Council awaited the results with bated breath, knowing that the answers could have significant implications for their plans and strategies. The debate over the nature of human resilience continued to stir uncertainty and curiosity among the Council members. They were determined to understand whether humans were truly as extraordinary as the reports suggested, or if there was a logical explanation behind their seemingly unbeatable nature. The search for answers was just beginning, and the Galactic Council knew that the revelations could reshape their view of humanity forever. The Galactic Council's new team of observers had arrived on Earth, ready to uncover the truth behind the humans' impressive resilience. Their mission was to determine whether human endurance was due to advanced technology, special medical treatments, or something more innate. The team, composed of skilled researchers and field agents, started their investigation in a bustling city. They examined human technology and medical practices closely, hoping to find clues that could explain the extraordinary resilience reported by the previous emissary. They visited hospitals, labs, and even secret research facilities, searching for anything that might hint at hidden enhancements or advanced treatments. To their surprise, they found no secret technologies or extraordinary medical interventions. Humans did have advanced medicine, but it was not beyond what the Council had expected. They discovered that while medical science was improving, it did not account for the extreme resilience humans exhibited in the field. There were no hidden devices or extraordinary enhancements to explain the observed toughness. Next, the team turned their attention to the psychological experiments. They began by spreading false information about potential threats from neighboring planets and possible invasions. They watched closely to see if these tactics would cause fear, anxiety, or a decrease in human performance. They expected that this would weaken human resolve and reveal cracks in their supposed resilience. However, the results were quite the opposite. Instead of causing panic and disarray, the false threats seemed to galvanize the humans. People banded together, organized community defense initiatives, and showed an even greater sense of unity and purpose. The Council's attempts to disturb human morale only seemed to strengthen it. Humans appeared to thrive under pressure, using the threats as a rallying point to reinforce their collective spirit. One particularly striking example came from a large city where the observers saw people coming together to address the false threats. Volunteers formed neighborhood watch groups, and local leaders organized meetings to reassure and support their communities. The observers were amazed by the sheer determination and solidarity of the human response. The team also investigated human military training and combat readiness. They observed soldiers and athletes pushing their limits in intense scenarios. Despite enduring extreme physical and mental stress, these humans continued to perform with incredible strength and resilience. The observers noted that humans seemed to have a deep-seated drive that pushed them beyond typical limits. As the investigation continued, the Council's team began to realize that human resilience was not solely the result of technology, medical advances, or psychological factors. It appeared to be a complex blend of physical endurance, mental toughness, and an innate ability to rally together in the face of adversity. The results were both surprising and puzzling. The Council's previous theories had not accounted for the full scope of human resilience. It was clear that humans possessed a unique combination of attributes that made them remarkably tough and adaptable. The observers reported their findings with a sense of awe and bewilderment. The Galactic Council was faced with a new challenge, understanding and dealing with a species that defied conventional explanations. The mystery of human resilience remained unsolved, but the Council knew that their approach to humanity would need to be reassessed. The surprising results from the investigation had opened a new chapter in their interactions with Earth and its remarkable inhabitants. Back in the Galactic Council's high-tech chamber, the mood was tense. The recent investigation into human resilience had produced unexpected results. The Council had anticipated that technology, medical advancements, or psychological manipulation would explain humans' extraordinary toughness. Instead, the findings showed that humans were tougher and more unified than anticipated. The Council's leaders knew they needed a new strategy to handle this unexpectedly resilient species. They gathered to brainstorm fresh tactics that could potentially weaken or outsmart humans. The Council's strategist, a sharp-minded alien named Kira, proposed a daring plan. Since our previous efforts to disrupt human morale only strengthened them, we need to adopt a different approach. Let's focus on psychological manipulation that targets their strengths instead of their weaknesses. Kira's plan was to exploit the human need for cooperation and unity. She suggested creating internal conflicts and sowing seeds of distrust among human groups. The idea was to use covert operations to spread misinformation and create false disputes within human societies. If humans could be made to question each other's loyalty and intentions, their collective strength might be diminished. The Council agreed that this approach had potential. They decided to implement Kira's plan and began by sending covert operatives to Earth. These operatives were skilled in psychological warfare and equipped with advanced technology to influence and monitor human communications. The first phase of the operation involved spreading rumors and false information. The operatives planted stories about rival factions and secret agendas within human governments and organizations. They used various media channels to amplify these stories, hoping to create confusion and suspicion. At the same time, the Council set up a series of simulated crises. These were designed to mimic real threats, but were carefully engineered to exploit existing tensions among humans. For example, they created fake reports of impending disasters and false alerts about enemy attacks, all aimed at driving a wedge between different human groups. As the operation progressed, the Council closely monitored the results. They observed how humans responded to the internal conflicts and misinformation. To their surprise, the initial reactions were mixed. Some human groups became suspicious and wary, but many others used the confusion as a chance to reinforce their unity and solidarity. They came together to address the fabricated crises and support each other despite the false reports. One significant observation was that rather than causing division, the fake threats often led to more organized and cooperative responses. Humans seemed to use the opportunity to strengthen their alliances and enhance their collective resilience. The Council's tactics, instead of breaking human unity, seemed to inadvertently boost it. Realizing that their new tactics were not having the desired effect, the Council regrouped to reassess their approach. They began to understand that human resilience and cooperation were deeply ingrained traits. Attempts to create internal conflict only seemed to highlight and reinforce these qualities. The Council faced a difficult decision. They had to reconsider their strategies and acknowledge that humans were not an easy adversary to destabilize. The new tactics had provided valuable insights into human behavior, but they also revealed that direct confrontation or manipulation might not be the best way to deal with this remarkably resilient species. As the Council pondered their next move, they knew that any future strategies would need to take into account the unique and surprising strength of the humans they had underestimated. The Galactic Council, frustrated by their previous attempts to weaken humanity, decided to intensify their psychological tactics. They realized that humans' unity and resilience were formidable, so they needed a new plan to exploit their psychological vulnerabilities more effectively. The Council's chief psychologist, a cunning and analytical alien named Vrex, was tasked with designing a more sophisticated strategy. Vrex proposed an approach that focused on the fear of the unknown, a powerful psychological tool. The goal was to create a sense of constant, invisible threat that would make humans feel anxious and unsettled. To implement this strategy, Vrex's team developed a series of covert operations. They began by planting subtle and ambiguous messages in human media and online forums. These messages hinted at mysterious and imminent dangers from unknown sources. The goal was not to provide clear threats, but to create an atmosphere of uncertainty and paranoia. The operatives used sophisticated technology to spread these messages widely, ensuring they reached different regions and populations. They carefully crafted the content to avoid detection and to blend seamlessly with ordinary news and social media posts. The aim was to make the threats appear as though they were coming from unreliable sources or were unverified rumors. As the messages began to circulate, the psychological effects on humans became evident. People started to question their safety and became increasingly cautious. There was a noticeable rise in anxiety and speculation about potential threats. The Council monitored the situation closely, analyzing how the constant sense of danger affected human behavior and interactions. In addition to spreading ambiguous threats, Vrex's team initiated a series of simulated crises. These were designed to mimic real-world problems, but were orchestrated to amplify existing fears and insecurities. For instance, they created fake reports of economic collapse and health crises that seemed credible but had no basis in reality. The simulated crises were meant to test how humans handled continuous stress and uncertainty. The Council observed how these fake emergencies impacted public opinion and behavior. They saw that while some humans became more anxious and divided, others responded with resilience and resourcefulness. Many people rallied together to support one another and address the simulated problems, demonstrating their ability to cope with stress. Despite their efforts, the Council found that the constant psychological pressure did not significantly weaken human unity or resilience. Instead, it often led to increased solidarity among people. Humans seem to adapt to the stress by creating support networks and focusing on solutions rather than succumbing to fear. The Council's attempts at psychological warfare revealed a crucial insight. While they could create temporary anxiety and confusion, they struggled to break the fundamental resilience and cooperative spirit of humanity. The more the Council pushed, the more humans seemed to bond and strengthen their resolve. Vrex and the Council faced a tough decision. They had hoped that psychological warfare would weaken human resolve, but the opposite seemed to be happening. As the effects of their tactics continued to unfold, the Council realized that understanding and dealing with humanity was more complex than they had anticipated. With their current strategy falling short, the Council needed to rethink their approach once again. The surprising resilience of humanity in the face of psychological manipulation presented a new challenge that required careful consideration and adaptation. After their efforts to weaken humanity through psychological tactics had yielded mixed results, the Galactic Council decided it was time for a more direct approach. They believed that understanding humans firsthand might provide the insights they needed to reassess their strategy. Thus, they arranged a high-stakes face-to-face meeting with a group of human representatives. The meeting was set to take place in a secure, neutral location on Earth, chosen for its high-tech conference facilities and neutral ground. The Council selected a small delegation of their most experienced members, including Zorak, the head of the Council, and Vrex, the chief psychologist. They hoped that a direct exchange with humans would shed light on their true nature and strengths. On the day of the meeting, the atmosphere was electric with anticipation. Human leaders and diplomats, chosen for their experience and ability to handle delicate negotiations, gathered in the conference room. They were aware of the Council's reputation and the high stakes involved, making them both nervous and curious. As the meeting began, Zorak addressed the room with a calm and authoritative presence. "We appreciate your willingness to meet with us. Our goal is to understand more about your species and find a way to ensure peaceful coexistence. We have observed many things about humanity, and we seek clarity on several matters." The human delegation, led by a seasoned diplomat named Sarah, responded with a mix of formality and openness. "Thank you for the opportunity to meet. We are eager to address your questions and share our perspective. We believe that mutual understanding is the key to a successful relationship." The discussion quickly turned to the subject of human resilience and unity. Zorak and Vrex posed questions about human social structures, coping mechanisms, and how humans handle adversity. They were particularly interested in understanding why their previous tactics seemed to strengthen human resolve rather than weaken it. Sarah and her team provided thoughtful responses. They explained that human resilience was deeply rooted in their nature and history. "Humans have faced many challenges throughout history," Sarah said. "Our strength comes from our ability to adapt, collaborate, and support each other. Adversity often brings us together rather than tearing us apart." The Council members listened intently, taking notes and exchanging glances. They were struck by the sincerity and confidence of the human representatives. It became clear that the resilience they had observed was not just a result of technology or psychological manipulation, but an intrinsic part of human nature. As the conversation progressed, the Council also asked about human values and priorities. They learned that many humans valued peace, cooperation, and mutual respect. This emphasis on positive values seemed to play a significant role in their ability to overcome challenges. The meeting was not without tension. The council members pressed on certain issues, seeking to understand human motivations and potential vulnerabilities. However, the human representatives remained composed and articulate, defending their values and explaining their perspectives with clarity and conviction. By the end of the meeting, both sides had gained valuable insights. The Galactic Council realized that their previous tactics might not be effective in breaking human unity. They understood that to engage with humanity successfully, they would need to approach with respect and genuine understanding rather than manipulation and coercion. As the delegates prepared to depart, there was a sense of cautious optimism. The face-to-face meeting had opened a new channel of communication and offered a glimpse into the strength and character of humanity. The Council knew that their future interactions with Earth would require a more nuanced and respectful approach, shaped by the insights gained from this pivotal meeting. The face-to-face meeting between the Galactic Council and human representatives had left a lasting impression on both sides. The Council had entered the meeting with preconceived notions about human resilience, but the insights they gained began to shift their perspective. The unexpected strength and unity of humanity forced the Council to reconsider their approach. In the aftermath of the meeting, Zorak and Vrex, along with the other Council members, gathered in their private chamber to discuss the new information. They reviewed their notes and reflected on the conversations they had with the human delegates. Zorak began the discussion. Our understanding of humanity has evolved significantly. The resilience and unity we observed are not mere byproducts of technology or psychological manipulation. They seem to be core aspects of human nature. Vrex nodded in agreement. The human representatives spoke about their history and values. It's clear that their ability to come together in times of adversity is deeply ingrained. Our tactics, which focused on creating conflict and fear, seem to have reinforced their unity rather than weakening it. The Council members were starting to realize that their previous strategies might have been fundamentally flawed. They had underestimated the depth of human solidarity and the strength derived from their shared values. The attempts to destabilize humanity had not only failed, but had inadvertently highlighted the very qualities they sought to undermine. As they discussed the implications, Zorak proposed a new approach. Instead of trying to weaken humanity, perhaps we should focus on building a cooperative relationship. If their resilience and unity are so deeply embedded, we might benefit more from working together rather than trying to manipulate or control them. The other Council members agreed. They recognized that a shift in perspective was necessary. The goal now was to explore ways to engage with humanity in a manner that respected their values and acknowledged their strengths. In the weeks following the meeting, the Galactic Council began to implement their new approach. They sent messages to Earth expressing their intention to foster cooperation and mutual respect. They proposed joint projects and initiatives that could benefit both civilizations, such as scientific research, cultural exchange programs, and environmental efforts. The human response to these overtures was cautiously optimistic. While some remained skeptical, many welcomed the opportunity for collaboration. Human leaders and scientists engaged with their galactic counterparts, exploring areas where their combined efforts could lead to significant advancements. One of the first joint projects was a scientific research initiative aimed at exploring sustainable energy sources. Both humans and aliens contributed their expertise and resources to the project, which promised to yield valuable results for both worlds. The collaboration brought together diverse perspectives and innovative ideas, showcasing the potential of working together. As the collaboration progressed, the Council observed positive changes. Human representatives and galactic members began to build trust and mutual respect. The initial tension and suspicion started to fade, replaced by a sense of shared purpose and common goals. The Council's change in perspective had led to a more constructive and promising relationship with humanity. They learned that acknowledging and respecting the strengths of others could lead to more productive and harmonious interactions. The new approach, focused on cooperation rather than conflict, opened doors to a future where both civilizations could benefit from each other's strengths. The Galactic Council had come a long way from their initial attempts to undermine humanity. The shift in their perspective marked a new chapter in their relationship with Earth, one built on mutual understanding and collaboration. The Galactic Council and humanity had come a long way from their initial misunderstandings and conflicts. After the face-to-face meeting and the subsequent change in strategy, both sides found themselves on the brink of a new era of cooperation and mutual respect. The Council's new approach had yielded promising results. Joint projects and initiatives were underway, and the positive interactions between humans and aliens had begun to build a foundation of trust. The initial skepticism on both sides had been replaced by a sense of optimism and eagerness to work together. One of the most significant developments was the successful launch of the first collaborative project, the Sustainable Energy Initiative. This project aimed to combine human innovation with galactic technology to create new, environmentally friendly energy sources. The research teams, composed of both human scientists and galactic engineers, worked side by side, sharing their knowledge and expertise. The project quickly showed results. The combined efforts of the two species led to breakthroughs that neither side could have achieved alone. New energy solutions were developed that promised to benefit not just Earth, but the entire galaxy. The success of the initiative was a testament to the power of cooperation and a symbol of the new partnership between humans and the Galactic Council. As the project progressed, the two sides also focused on cultural exchange. They organized events where humans and aliens could learn about each other's traditions, art, and history. These exchanges fostered a deeper understanding and appreciation of each other's cultures. Humans marveled at the rich histories and advanced technologies of their galactic counterparts, while aliens were intrigued by the diverse and creative expressions of human culture. The Council and human leaders held regular meetings to ensure that their collaboration was on track and to address any issues that arose. These meetings were marked by open dialogue and a shared commitment to solving problems together. The mutual respect that had grown from their experiences was evident in these discussions, as both sides approached challenges with a cooperative spirit. In addition to scientific and cultural projects, the Council and humanity also worked on joint humanitarian efforts. They addressed common challenges such as disaster relief and medical aid, combining their resources and expertise to help those in need. These efforts not only improved conditions on Earth, but also demonstrated the tangible benefits of their partnership. As time went on, the relationship between the Galactic Council and humanity continued to flourish. The initial goals of conflict and control had been replaced by a focus on collaboration and mutual benefit. Both sides had learned valuable lessons from their experiences, and the new relationship was a reflection of the growth and understanding that had occurred. Looking back, the Council realized how their initial attempts to weaken humanity had led to unexpected discoveries. They had learned that true strength lay in unity and respect, not in manipulation or control. The change in perspective had opened doors to a future where both civilizations could thrive together. As they looked forward, the Council and humanity were excited about the possibilities that lay ahead. The new beginning marked a hopeful chapter in their shared history, one built on cooperation, mutual respect, and a shared vision for a better future. The Galactic Council and humanity had found common ground, and their journey from conflict to collaboration was a testament to the power of understanding and cooperation. Together, they embarked on a new path, ready to face the challenges and opportunities of a promising future.